Reading is not just a hobby, it's a superpower. And today we are unlocking the minds, the moments, and the magic behind every great book on Edo Bookshelf, which is a program designed to showcase the importance and productivity of reading culture at all levels. Because when we read, we don't just absorb facts, we build empathy, strengthen focus, and expand our mental maps. Reading connected to the world we have never seen and to part of ourselves we have never met. Edo Bookshelf, raising and projecting literary giants and informed leaders in our society. Tune in with Oseyande Idede and Chelsea Osho, live on EBS Television. Reading is not just a hobby, it's a superpower. And today we are unlocking the minds, the moments, and the magic behind every great book on Edo Bookshelf, which is a program designed to showcase the importance and productivity of reading culture at all levels. Because when we read, we don't just absorb facts, we build empathy.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the program Edo Bookshelf on Edo Broadcasting Service Television. This is a program that is specifically designed to promote the reading culture in our society. Here, reading lies at the curriculum and takes the lead. I am Chelsea Osho, and with me here in the studio is
Idede Oseyande.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back in the jiffy.
Strengthen focus and expand our mental maps. Reading connected to the world we have never seen and to part of ourselves we have never met. Edo Bookshelf, raising and projecting. Reading is not just a hobby, it's a superpower. And today we are unlocking the minds, the moments, and the magic behind every great book on Edo Bookshelf, which is a program designed to showcase the importance and productivity of reading culture at all levels. Because when we read, we don't just absorb facts, we build empathy, strengthen focus, and expand our mental maps. Reading connected to the world we have never seen and to part of ourselves we have never met. Edo Bookshelf, raising and projecting literary giants and informed leaders in our society. Tune in with Oseyande Idede and Chelsea Osho, live on EBS Television.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the program, Edo Bookshelf and Edo Broadcasting Television. Our today's topic is titled Causes for the Lack of Reading Culture. Of course, there have been certain observations whereby we've observed that most students, some people, they no longer read their books. They just, want to take it in a soft way, soft dimension, maybe because of the presence of the internet, due to maybe one challenges or the other distractions. They no longer read a book because maybe they don't know the value of book reading. And as a result, most of them, they don't pass the exams. Idede, I'm sure you agree with me on that.
Of course I do.
And it's also a pity that they don't know that when you don't read, when you're not informed, you are deformed. And it has been so disheartening to see that in a situation like this where students no longer read, and it's breeding a lot of horrible results whereby parents are even complaining that, they're spending money on their school fees, and yet they're not getting results. But it's also a result of the fact that they don't want to take that pain to sit down and go through their books, read their books. And when they read their books, of course, they know they're now informed. But as a result of so many distractions, they don't read their books. Now, one of the white man says that if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book. You know why? Because that black man would not read the book. But I think very soon, this narrative is going to be in the positive side. We're going to change the narrative. Idede, what do you have to say concerning this?
Yeah.
Some of those major causes that is responsible for the lack of reading culture in our society.
The major causes of decline in the reading culture in our society, they are enormous. But for the sake of this program, we just want to focus on certain things. Number one, what's the purpose of reading? When you read, you acquire knowledge.
Yes.
And so when what do we do with the knowledge? Because of we've now run an economy that we don't appreciate knowledge. So the person reading now asks himself or herself, what am I now doing with the knowledge I'm acquiring? And so because of that, there is no more reward base for acquiring the knowledge.
Or could it be as a result of the fact that some persons will say education is scam, because it's going to be very, very funny and, you know, disheartening to see that someone spent his time, you know, passing through the 4 walls of school, reading, you know, graduating, and the person is not getting job in time. Could that be as a factor? That's the reason why some students these days are saying education is a scam. They no longer have that interest, you know, to take the pain and read.
Now that was the end of the point I was driving at. But aside that, there's what we call personal development. For example, what is the drive for acquiring that knowledge? Some persons just still see reading as fun. So reading is classified into different stages. For example, if you are encouraging your young child to read literature, it's because you just want he or her to master language, master ability to express herself or himself.
And to be able to communicate.
Exactly. So now as you grow older as an adult, myself for example, and yourself, if you want to read, that will no longer be your focus. As a career person, your focus should be this career that I've chosen as an engineer, as a medical doctor, as a journalist. What are the better ways to improve myself on this job?
Yes.
And then you read. But on the other hand, when you now find out that after the self-improvement, maybe it does not affect your promotion, it does not affect your salary, it does not affect your social well-being, the question still falls back to reward.
That's true.
What's the essence of me killing myself, burning the midnight candle, and then putting in the effort? Maybe my MD will not even appreciate the effort, my employer will not appreciate the effort, even society at large will not even appreciate the effort. So the reward system is also part of the foundational issue why reading culture declined.
The reward system?
The reward system.
Okay. So which of the factors do you think is also responsible for that?
Again, there is also what we call the generational shift. The distraction is now very, very much. Before now, you walk into the library and then you are secluded, just you and books. But now people argue, oh, there's e-library, you can read from your phone. How many persons can take the discipline of putting your phone on an airplane mode?
That's true.
Because you want to read. And then when you try to say, oh, let me just be serious and read, then you get a notification. Let me quickly respond to James. Let me quickly respond to Bola. You have spent 3 minutes off that book. And then the concentration, before you'll be able to get to that point of full concentration, it becomes a challenge.
Because you're already distracted somewhere. So distraction now is one of the major reasons why the reading culture is declining in our society. Then one other thing I also I see from my own point of view is that, you know, this issue of phones, internet, some students, they will tell you they want to go online, they don't want to take the pain to read the books. I think that is also another factor that is also responsible for decline in our reading culture, because some people, they don't want to go through the books, they just want to pass through shortcuts.
That's still the reward system.
And also some persons will say, oh, maybe when I see this lecturer, I'll bribe this lecturer, what they call blocking.
It's still the reward system. Because I remember when we were on campus, they will tell you the person that reads is the one that is serious. The one that passes is the one that is clever. And so because of that, there's no longer a reward system for putting in the effort. Because we just want to award or appreciate the certificate. The person has a certificate, fine, bring him or her. So how can he defend that certificate? We don't factor in that. And that's why... And
that's where the problem lies too. Most times when the student, they graduate, they just think, okay, because they've graduated, they think, okay, when they go to the labor market, they can easily get a job. No, you need to be able to express yourself. You should be able to defend the certificate to show that, yes, you actually passed through school, and the school also passed through you. So it's in 2 ways. All right, my wonderful viewers, stay tuned. We'll be right back. The next segment is going to be that of reviewing a book, which is titled Fake Doctor. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
Don't just absorb fat, we build empathy, strengthen focus, and expand our mental maps. Reading connected to the world we have never seen and to part of ourselves we have never met. Edo Bookshelf, raising and projecting literary giants and informed leaders in our society. Tune in with Oseyande Idede and Chelsea Osho, live on EBS Television. Reading is not just a hobby.
Welcome back to the program, Edo Bookshelf, reaching you from Edo Broadcasting Service Television. It's now time for us to review a book titled Fake Doctor. Fake Doctor is written by Daniel Christmas and Alfred Iguri. Fake Doctor is a dramatic story that condemns social injustice, examination malpractice, and all forms of corruption in our society. The story actually is centered on a gynecologist that is a fake gynecologist. He actually got his certificate from examination malpractice. He was a kind of a person that goes to school, but he was not really totally concentrating on his studies. He was actually in the habit of going to lecturers, meeting them, bribing them, what they call blocking. But at the long run, when he thought he has actually, succeeded, he wants to go into the practice. Patients started dying one after the other. And the last straw that brought the camel back was a secondary school guy in SS class that actually died. She actually came to this doctor, this gynecologist, and said, please, I want you to help me terminate this 2 months pregnancy. And in the process, because of his incompetence, the girl died in the process. And guess what? The family, who is already aggrieved, they tried the possible best to see how they can get this man arrested. And what's his name? His name is Labikan, the fake doctor. He's a gynecologist, a fake gynecologist. They tried the possible best to see how they can get him arrested. All efforts were futile, and they were left with no option down to reach the institution. That's the university, the institution, and also the hospital where he was also working, because they wanted to find out how come such a gynecologist is so incompetent. People are dying in his hands just like that. And guess what happened? When the authorities decided, to interrogate him, do all the necessary investigations, they found that he was guilty. And when he was guilty, his appointment was terminated. He had no choice. He became so frustrated, he bounced back to his village and he became jobless. And the actual part that actually interests me in his story was the part when he said that he blamed his parents for the fact that they could not keep a watch on him, and also the fact as well that he now decided to repent. He became a born-again Christian, and he started raising a campaign. He was actually raising a campaign fighting against examination malpractice, telling students that they should focus on their education, they should read, and they should stop making the habit of going to mix lecturers, teachers, blocking them, bribing them with all sorts of kind of gifts and money. That should just focus in their education, that when you don't read, you are deformed. That is the most important part about the story. The name of the book is called Fake Doctor. Stay tuned, don't go away. We'll be right back. The next segment is going to be that of the Vox Box segment. That's going to be very, very interesting. We'll be hearing responses from our respondents out there from the cities, telling us one of the reasons, one of the major causes why the reading culture in our society is declining. Stay tuned, don't go away.
It's a superpower, and today we are unlocking the minds, the moments, and the magic behind every great book on Edo Bookshelf, which is a program designed to showcase the importance and productivity of reading culture at all levels. Because when we read, we don't just absorb facts, we build empathy, strengthen focus, and expand our mental maps. Reading connected to the world we have never seen and to part of ourselves we have never met. Edo Bookshelf, raising and projecting literary giants and informed leaders in our society. Tune in with Oseyande Idede and Chelsea Osho, live on EBS Television.
Alright, love and amazing viewers, in case you're just tuning in, this is Edo Broadcasting Service Television on the program Edo Bookshelf. Right now, let's watch some of the responses from those are responding, telling us one of the major causes they think is responsible for the decline in our reading culture in the society.
Because those days when we were going to school, I can remember that if our parents bought 6 notebooks for us, it would be available for us through the term. I could remember the reader we read then, Oxford. But this time, you see many schools now, even they will call names, different names that you cannot even remember, even when our children they are introducing the name of the schools they are going to. Yes, because of the malpractice they are doing. Because of the malpractice, they will ask after I went for a child, teacher, yes, I put it to the teachers. Teachers will still ask the parents to give them money. So come and bribe. It's bribe. At the end, they cannot even pass the exam. Okay. Some of them will still pass, they will still see their results.
Why students don't read more now? Because they depend on money. Where a child grow up small, he will look after his friend than driving car. He want to belong. They say school is scam. Everybody now says school is scam. They don't want to read, they want to look after money. That is why they don't want to read more. But so children now they still try to belong. When you spend money for school, plenty money like this, after everything, the time you will not see work. It's like they waste the time.
I'm a teacher. That's what I do for a living. I teach children. The factors I think that is affecting children these days, preventing them from reading or studying their books, number one, I think is laziness. I believe in our time, there are a lot of things that we do then that I see in children today, they don't do it. They are just too relaxed these days. Secondly, overpampering. Parents pamper children a lot. The workload is too much, it's too high. You've been in school from morning till 4 p.m. to 2 p.m. Now it's time for you to rest. So they overpamper these children. Whether they are doing well academically, they are not doing well, it doesn't bother them. Number three, I think gadgets, phones, cartoons. Watching cartoons, the time they're supposed to study, they pick up their phones, they start watching cartoons, which is not supposed to.
Factors that actually affect decline in reading, I would say socio-economic factors. A lot of people have strong, tight schedules that they don't actually have time to go to book. Take, for instance, our children. They're coming to school early, going home late because of some school activities. Getting home, they believe that it's only the homework given to them they will focus on. Some of us just focus on our busy schedule. There are so many things taking our time. Okay, when you talk about social media, I believe that most of the things that's affecting adults reading is that we prefer, instead of going to the book, we prefer getting it quick. And social media make that available for us. There's some news, some information you seek. Open your Facebook, you see them, instead of going to search through a book.
The way reading these days is now is not the way it was before. In fact, I must confess. The way I read these days is different from the way I was reading when I was in school. Reason because then when I was in school, or when we were in school, there was nothing like subscription. I have to subscribe, go on YouTube and the rest. So distraction also affects reading. When we were reading then, when I was in school, I don't have big phones that are something will just pop up. Let me blast through what is happening. Before you know, you enter Facebook, you enter TikTok, but I still create time to read, either using my phone or my book.
I would say yes, because some people may not have money to solve to go to internet, but when they make those like library available, someone can say, I don't have this, let me use this. So it can actually encourage people.
Yes, it still depends on teachers. We want government to go and verify all those schools. Government should send some people to go to the school and verify. Then verify who is the quality teacher.
Well, it's self-motivation, discipline. You have to discipline yourself. I have to discipline myself so that I will be able to read. Often, also the children. The parents should also assist. We, the parents, should also assist the children. We should discipline them.
One thing is that this busy schedule has to do with our country because a lot of people are trying to survive. You have to meet up with things. So, in a bid to meet up, you will not be able to do that's what you want. Unless there are things that is provided by the government for us to support families. Do you understand? To support families. A lot of people take overtime to do some extra work so that they can meet up with family needs. So if those things are taken care of, or that's some things that government give to our children to help them, okay, a workload should be reduced in schools.
All right, amazing viewers, thank you for tuning in to the Broadcasting Service Television and to this program at the Bookshelf. You're a parent, please make sure you do the necessary things you're supposed to do the right thing at the right time, and know that education is the best legacy you can give to your children. And as a student, keep reading. Don't say, oh, reading, education is a scam. No. You never can tell what tomorrow holds for you. Reading is very important. When you don't read, when you're not informed, you are deformed. I am Chelsea Osho, your host, and with me has been
At
the Bookshelf. Keep reading.
Reading is not just a hobby, it's a superpower. And today we are unlocking the minds, the moments, and the magic behind every great book on Edo Bookshelf, which is a program